Hello everyone. In this video, we will discuss about the variable management in the Copilot Studio. We will see some examples and the scenario in this video. So before I go and show the demo with the variables, we will discuss a little bit theory about the variables. So basically variables in the Copilot, it will help us to build the conversations and we'll store the inputs into the variables when the user is asking and asking something in the copilot interaction, then those things we can store into the variables, and there are some variables which will come automatically in the system. So variables are very useful building the conversations in the copilot. So when these variables are created, they have the scopes. Basically we are having four different types of scopes in the variables. So one is topic based, topic wise. So any variable when we create, the scope of that variable will be within the topic. So if the scope is topic, then that variable value cannot be accessed outside the another topic. So scope will be limited to the particular topic where it is created. Next is the global variable. So this kind of variables we can access to the different topic. Also, we can reset the value of these variables. We can set the value of such variables to the external source. Like if it is Copilot is embedded to the some different site, from that site we can reset the value of these global variables. So this is very useful when you want something to be some information to be persisted into the different sessions. Then we use global variables to store those values. Next is system variables. When we set up the Copilot here, Copilot Studio, then the some details about the bot or the Copilot will be coming, like the conversation details, the user who has logged into the Copilot, the user details. There are some activities details, the conversation ID, channel ID, the user who has sent the message, the username, if it has any attachment, those details. So those informations we can use it when conversation is happening and inside that some changes is happening, some ID is happening, right? So those informations will be stored as a system variables. We can use those parameters to build the conversation mode with different conditions, right? So those variables are called the system variables. Next is the environment variables. We know that in the Power Platform, when when we go to the make.powerapps.com, we can add the environment variables, right? So these variables are applicable for the application lifecycle management. When we deploy to the one solution from one environment to the another environment, then we want to persist some value, right, into the different environment. We want to make some parameter dynamic or to be like the variables should be same into the different environment. The value can be changed, those things we can do that, but those variable may be maintained as a environment variables. So that value, those kind of environment variables we can access in the copilot here, Copilot Studio, but the scope of that one is as a read only. So the values can be read only from the Copilot Studio. We cannot change the value of the global variable from the Copilot Studio. You can change the value from the make.powerapps.com. From here, we can set the value of that any particular environment variables. So that is the details about the different scope of the variables. Then how the variable types will be decided. So when we create any variables, the types of the variable will be decided when we set the value to that variable. So it is totally based on the base type. The value when you set the value to that variable, the data types of that variable will be determined. So we are having these many data types in the Copilot Studio, the string, boolean, number, table, record, date time, choices, and the blank. Blank is something unknown. So when we create any variable, by default it will be blank. But when you add the value, then automatically one of the data type value will be set here. So like this, we have the different data types of the variables. We'll see of this one. We'll see little bit details about it. Next is we are having entities. So we can create our own entities to specify what type of information we want. So there are some built-in entities will come which we use for our capturing the information from the user. When we ask any question from the user, then we can will ask some particular type, right? What they have to provide. So example, if you're asking to provide the age, then we know that it should be the number. So we'll ask in the entity type of age. So we can create this one. So in the last video, when I have explained ask a question, there I have shown how to create our own entity or identify and use it in the conversation while building the topic here. So you can refer that video. So how to use this entity or identify to create that one. In the topic, we'll see how to create the variables, and then we will use the variables to rename it, to set the values. These examples we'll see in our video. And then also we are having the details about the variables on the setting the value on the variable. So when we set the value to the topic variables, we'll have the two options. Set the variables to the topic. I'll go down here. If you pass the value between the two topic, then there are two things. You can receive the value of the topic specific variable from the another topic, and you can pass the value from one topic to another topic using the topic scope variable. So that example we will see in this video. But apart from that, some are different variables. Those are the system variables. Like if you are logging with the users, like so if you have enabled your Copilot, suppose this is my Copilot, and here in the setting, if I have security, I have enabled sign in authentication with authentication with Microsoft. Then what you will get is you will get here the details about the user, like display name, email, first name, ID, those things. If you have not authenticated, if you are making as a no authentication, then you will not get user details. You will just get user dot language, this one. And based on the, if you are having auth to authentication, the other option, this one, then you will get the details of the access token, display name, ID, and those things. So these are the like how your Copilot is getting authenticated by the user who is going to use it. So on that, the some details about the users, how to the it will be captured in the system variables. This is the details about it. So then there are some other system type of variables. Those are this one. So activity.id. These are the some other voice based Copilot. If you have, then these informations we will get. Depends, like if you are using the voice based Copilot or the text based. So these informations will be coming. So let's proceed further. There are some other details, like system variables are this one. So basically you can see activities.attachment channel. So these are the system variables here. These in this one we can access. It will show you how to access that one in that variable create when we create it. So let's proceed to a demo. So what I will do, I in my Copilot I will create one separate topic where I will, in the last video you have seen, I have created a contact by capturing the contact details in the adaptive card, and then I'm making the condition and then creating the contact. So I'm calling this Power Automate flow to create the contact into Dataverse. So what I'll do, I'll deactivate this topic so that this topic will not be called. Okay, and then I will create another topic to create the new contact. So I'll start from blank and add some phrases to it, like add contact in Dataverse, add contact in Dynamics, like add customer, Dataverse, add contact, add customer, something like that. Some phrases I have added. Okay, so once it is added, then I what I'll do, since in the while creating the contact, I'm expecting the four parameters to be entered. One is the first name, last name, email, and then mobile number, right? So these four parameters I will try to create the variables here. So when you use this one, ask question, you will see the variable is automatic coming here, and based on the what types you identify, you are selecting the entity type, automatically the variable type will be selected. Since this is the identify type is the choices, that is why this variable is getting automatically selected as choices. If we change these to some different, like person name, then you will see that this variable name also will change to person name. If you're selecting as age, like here, then you will see that this will get to converted to number. So you can see the interpreter, the value when we set into the variable, based on the interpreter, it will decide like what data type I need to set for this variable, so it will set it. So once this data type is set of this variable, we cannot assign the another data type value to that variable. So if it is number, then if you want to set some value to this variable var1, you have to set the number only, you cannot set the string or some other value here. So like this, the data type will be assigned. So I'm going to ask something here like, please provide the first name. Okay, and then I'll choose here the identifier as a person name, and I will store into the variable. I'll just rename this as a person name, person first name. Okay, and I'm not choosing the two options. So here what I'm showing you is that when we are getting the scope of the variable as a topic specific, then we are having two options. One is we can use both the options, or we can use one of it. So like when you receive the value from other topic, so this when you call this topic from the another topic, then you can set the value of this variable. It is like that. So we'll see the example of that one. So currently I'm not making this variable as of now. So we'll first create the contact with that. So we'll probably please provide the first name. Then next I'm asking the question, please provide the last name, provide the last name. And this is also of type the person name. And then string is getting set. I'll rename this variable. So from here you can rename the variable. So that is person last name. Okay, then I have the other two parameters, that is email. So I'll ask the provide email, please provide the email ID. And we are having the entity as a type of email, so we will select that email type, and I will rename this variable as a email. So person email ID. Okay, next is the mobile number of the contact. So here please the mobile number, and here we are having the phone number already I have created. So when I created in the previous video like Indian mobile number format, so this identifier already I have created in the my previous video, you can refer that one. So I am selecting that, and then I will rename this variable person mobile number. Okay, so now we have created this variable. Using these values we will create the contact. So I will use call action, and this is the power automate flow which we have created in the last video. It will create the contact into the dataverse here, this like this contact will be created. So it is expecting the four parameters, so I'll map that one here. So the first name is the person first name, last name is person last name, and then email is the person email ID, and then mobile number is person mobile number. Once it is clear, this flow will be called. It will get the contact, it will store the value into the contact ID. I will add the another control here to send the message that your contact has been created, your contact ID, and I'll pass this contact ID has been created. Okay, I'll save it. So we'll check it if it is creating the contact. So here what happened, we created some couple of variables which is the different data types. We have seen the string and a string type of variables we are using. So now you know how to create the variables when we ask the question. But some variables, if you want to create your own variables instead of asking the question how to do that, so there is a if you go here and there's a variable management and set a variable, you can come here and then you can choose this option to create a new variable. So when you select that one, now by default you will see that the variable data type is unknown. But as soon as you will enter something, suppose I'm giving one, then the interpreter will detect the data type of this value and then set the variable type here. So it is now number. If I'll make this as a ABC, then it will be the string. If I'm making as a false, then automatically you will see this will become boolean. So based on the what value I put into this as a literals, then it will understand the value and it will convert to the particular data type. So it will store the value. Once it is converted to boolean, if you try to set the value to this var1, example, I'm going to set the value to this var1 to some value like abc, it then it will not accept, because the data type of this one is the boolean, and we are expect it is expecting boolean, but we are providing the string, so it will not accept. But if you make this as a true, then it will accept it, because this is the boolean, so it will accept. So you know that once the data type is decided, it cannot be changed. So if you want to use the to store this another value, then you have to create another variable for that. So like that, you can create some variables. Also, there is some variable pane here, so we can go to the variable tab, and here you can see what are the different variables we have created. And we can see the global variables, then topic based variables, and the environment variables we can access. For the environment variables, we cannot have these checkbox, because these checkbox are only applicable to topic based variables, where we can pass the value of one topic to the another topic through the when we have enabled this one. If this is not enabled, then this variables cannot be used to the another topic. It is like that. So this is why this feature is provided. If you want to use the value from one topic to another topic, then this value we can enable this one, this checkbox. So from here we can select the any particular variables, and then you can change the name, and you can change the some other properties of the scope and all of that variable. You can change it. So this is the pane. You can use this variable to change the properties of any variables. So I hope now you understood the user interface, like from where to create the variables and change the details of the variables. Now we'll move to further in our scenario. So here I have created the four variables asking the first name, last name, email, and then mobile number. And then we are calling this Power Automate flow to create a contact, and I'm returning the contact ID. I'll save it, and we will try to call this flow by asking the similar phrase from here. So it has started, and then I will ask, I want to add a contact in Dataverse. So this has executed. Now you can see it is asking me the first name to be provided. So I'm giving the first name as Rahul, and then it is asking the last name. So I'll just mention David. Then email ID. So rahul@india.com. Then provide the mobile number. So it will accept 91 bias, and then some 10-digit number. So now it is wrong. So I'll provide again. Okay, so now it has accepted my values, and now it's calling the Power Automate flow, and it has created the contact, and this idea has been generated. So now variable it has been used to create the contact. So now what I'll do, I will change the example, the first name, this value as a expecting the input parameter from the other topic. Okay, I'll save it, and also the email ID, the two variable, the first name and the email ID. I'm changing it to receive the value from the other topic. And what I will do, if you see here, the email ID and first name, I have made this changes to this, like expect the input expect the value from the other topic. And I will change the another topic. I'll just let me duplicate this one. Go to topic, my system topic. When the conversation start, when this message gets loaded, here I will make some changes. So basically what I'll do, I'll ask question that do you want to create contact, you want to create a contact, and I will ask the boolean here. So boolean, it will ask yes or no. I'll store the value is create contact. It will store the value of that, whether yes or no. And if it is condition, if it is a store value is equals to true. So I'll go use the formula. It is true. Okay. So if the user is expecting to create a contact, then what I'm going to do, I'll ask user to provide the first name here. So and that first name I will pass to the another topic which I have created here. So I'll let me rename this. Create contact in Dataverse or create contact simple. Okay. Save this. So here basically first name, last name. These two value I'm not expecting to be passed from here. I'm expecting to be passed from the another topic, which is the conversation start. Here I'm asking please provide the customer first name, and here this the identify I'll take it as a person name. Okay, and then this I'll store the customer first name. Okay, and I will ask another question. Email, please provide the email ID. This one, email type entity, and this will be customer email. Okay. So now these two questions we have asked, provide the first name and email, and then we will redirect to this topic, the create contact. So I will redirect to the topic. Here we are having the topic management and go to the another topic, and here we have the create contact. I think this is the name. Redirect to create contact. So, and here when you select this one, now you can see since this topic we have enabled, in this topic we have enabled these two parameter, right? These two variable as a expect the value from other topics. That is why these two variables of this topic is coming for me to set the value here as an input here. So if I'll select this one and then I will set the first name here, and then I will add another email ID, and then I will set the email ID here. So there are some other variable here like contact ID and the mobile number and the last name, but those things are not enabled to expect the value from the other topic. That is why in the add input we do not see those options. So it will redirect it and it will create the contact. It will create the contact here, and then it will register the new ID here. It will create the new ID here. So like this we can call it. So let's save it, and I will restart the session. Now you can see it started and it's asking me, do you want to create contact? I'll say yes. Now it is asking me to provide the first name. So I'll just provide the first name like Sandy, and then provide the email ID. So it is sandy at this.com. Okay. Now it has redirected to the, now you can see what happened. Now it has redirected to this create contact topic right here. Now inside this topic, it has already received the first name. So now you can see it is not asking me. So now you can see it is not asking me to provide the first name, even though we are asking here, right? In this design here, we are asking the first name, but it has not prompt me this part, the first name. So it is asking me the last name. So this control has come because it has got the first name value from this topic, from the conversation start. So that is why it will not it is not asking. The last name is does not have the value, so it is asking me to provide the value. So I'll provide this last name here. So the last name is Sharma, and now mobile number it is asking, even though in the below we are having the email, so it has retrieved the email value from the conversation start topic. That is not asking me to provide the email ID. Now it is asking me the other parameter which is mobile number, and it is empty for in this topic. So it is asking me to provide the mobile number. So I'll provide mobile number here. Okay, now it is creating the context. So this has executed. Now it has created the context. So like that, you can build the variables within the topic to pass the value from one topic to the another topic. Now let's little bit use the another option, which is return the value from the one topic to another. So that is the this option, return the value to the original topic. So what we will do, we know that inside the create contact topic we are creating this uh, contact, right? And it is returning the contact ID, and we are locking this message in the create contact. So but once this contact is created, I want to return this ID to the main topic from where it was called, the information like this topic was called, right? So what I'll do, I'll make this contact as a return value to the original topic. As soon as you will make it and save it, if you go to this topic, you will see when I reload this here, you will see that the contact ID now it came here automatically. So what happened, since this variable, the contact ID, it was made as return value to the original topic, and this topic create contact was called from the conversation start, so it has given the output variable here as a contact ID. And now this contact ID we can use under this topic here. So I'll just log some message from here that your contact, wow, your contact has been created with ID, and now we'll pass the contact ID. So we can use the variable now here, and I will delete this message from here, the below. I do not need, so I'll delete it, save it. Okay, done. So I will save this topic, the conversation start. Now we'll restart this again. Now, do you want to create the contact? Yes, I'll see here. Then what is the first name? So I'll make this as a Ritik. Provide the email ID. So I'll mention the uh, Ritik at test.com. Then provide the last name. So I'll last name as a Roshan. Then provide the mobile number. So it is 91 dash 98989898. Okay. Now you can see it is message is displaying from here. So what happened? It has created the contact, and this contact ID, once it is created, it has been returned to this topic, and then this message has been logged from here. So like this, you can use the topic variable. Uh, so in the next video, we will see how to create the global variable, and we'll see a little bit more details about it. So I hope this video was useful and you understood how to use the contact variables in the Copilot Studio. So, and thank you for watching this video, guys.